I came into possession of classified U.S. intelligence community reports on drone attacks in the tribal areas of Pakistan. These are the first documents to emerge in public that outline targeting by the CIA drones of alleged and suspected militants in the tribal areas. And what these documents show is that the Obama administration, the president himself, have been pretty economical with the truth about who they were targeting in this with this program, with this targeted killing program. With the limited, and this is goes back prior to the president's last speech on the targeted killing program. Prior to that, there had been a limited number of speeches, limited amount of congressional testimony and interviews with the president and some of his top aides about this. And they used a formula in all of these pronouncements, and that formula was they were only targeting confirmed senior operational leaders of al-Qaeda and associated forces who were plotting imminent and significant violent attacks against the United States. And sometimes we would hear against U.S. interests, or sometimes we would hear against the homeland. And what these documents showed was that in many cases, the CIA actually wasn't sure or didn't know who they were targeting. They were targeting unknown quote-unquote militants. They were going after quote-unquote other militants, foreign extremists. But it was quite evident from their own estimates of the number of casualties that were being caused in these drone strikes that hundreds of people who they suspected of being militants were being killed in these drone strikes. And the documents that I concentrated on showed charted most of the drone strikes in the tribal areas over a period of a year that stretched from September of 2010 to September of 2011, which was the height of the drone strikes. And, you know, almost a quarter, I believe, and I'm reaching back now, of those drone strikes were targeted against non-al-Qaeda groups. And so it showed that, as I said, that the administration had been not telling or fully disclosing who it was who were being targeted. Now, I've spent a lot of time covering that part of the world. I've been into the tribal areas. The fact is that the militants who are based, there are some very bad people who are based up in the tribal areas. Al-Qaeda's up in Waziristan, the Haqqani network, other pretty bad groups. But the fact is they don't wear uniforms. They dress the same as the tribe, as ordinary tribesmen up in that area. And that's an area where ordinary people, ordinary men, military-age men, have long, for centuries, carried weapons. It's part of their culture. It's part of their tradition. And so you have to have these documents raise the question of specifically about the so-called signature strikes. How do they know that who they were killing actually were militant?